So crazy. This is why you don't climb on the freaking counters. Augustus, calm down. Doing that.
What have you done, lady?
Dear my beloved audiences, today I want to tell you a story, which is called Rusty and the Forgotten Farm. Rusty was a scrappy little terrier with wiry fur and eyes too big for his face. He had lived his whole life on a small, quiet farm at the edge of a rural town. The farm had once been lively, filled with chickens, cows, and laughter. But over the years, the animals were sold, the crops stopped growing, and one by one, the workers left. Only one person remained, Old Man Harris, the farm's owner. He was kind but tired, his hands rough, and his back bent from years of labor. Rusty was his only company now. The two shared meals in the dim kitchen and watched the sun set from the porch in silence. One autumn morning, Harris didn't come out to feed the chickens or Rusty. The little dog waited patiently by the bedroom door, whining softly. When there was no response, he pushed the door open with his nose. Harris lay motionless in bed. Rusty pawed at the blanket, barked, licked his master's hand. But the old man didn't move. The house was still. The only sound was the creaking of the windmill outside. Rusty was alone. For the first few days, Rusty stayed close to the house. He curled up beside Harris's bed at night and paced the porch during the day, confused and afraid. He barked at every passing car, hoping someone would stop. But no one came. The mailbox overflowed. The lights stopped working. The food ran out. Finally, hunger and instinct forced Rusty to leave. With one last look at the farmhouse, he padded down the long dirt road toward town. The wind blew leaves across the fields, and Rusty's tiny paws kicked up dust as he trotted along, guided by the fading scent of people. When he reached the edge of town, everything was loud and strange. Honking cars, bright lights, barking dogs behind fences. Rusty was scared, but he pressed on. He sniffed behind restaurants and slept under benches. A few kind strangers gave him scraps of food and water. One shop owner chased him away with a broom. Still, Rusty kept moving, searching for something he didn't know what. A home? A new friend? Just safety? One evening, as Rusty was digging through a trash bin behind a bakery, he heard a soft voice. "Hey there, little guy." A boy, no older than 10, crouched down and held out a piece of bread. Rusty froze, unsure, but the boy's voice was calm and his hand steady. Slowly, Rusty approached and took the bread gently from his fingers. "You don't have a collar," the boy said. "You alone." Rusty tilted his head and gave a soft whine. The boy stood up and looked toward a small house across the street. "Come with me." Rusty hesitated, then followed. The boy's name was Eli. He lived with his mother in a tiny yellow house with peeling paint and flower pots on the porch. Times were tough. Eli's father had passed away the year before, and his mom worked double shifts at the diner, but they had warm hearts and open arms. When Eli begged to keep Rusty, his mother was unsure. "We can barely afford groceries, Eli," she said gently. "I'll take care of him," Eli promised. "He's all alone, just like us." That night, Rusty slept at the foot of Eli's bed, warm for the first time in weeks. In the following days, Eli kept his word. He shared his meals, took Rusty on walks, and even made a tiny red collar from yarn and an old keychain. The dog who had once roamed empty fields now trotted happily beside his new best friend. Word spread through the neighborhood about the boy and his dog. One neighbor brought over a bag of dog food. Another offered to help pay for vaccinations. The community, touched by their bond, slowly began to help. But Rusty never forgot the farm. One weekend, Eli and his mom borrowed a neighbor's truck and drove out to see where Rusty had come from. The farmhouse stood exactly as Rusty had left it, quiet, sunken, forgotten. Eli walked through the house in silence. "It must have been hard to be alone here," he said, kneeling beside Rusty. The terrier wagged his tail once and licked Eli's cheek. They stood on the porch as the sun set over the fields. Then Eli opened the truck door and said, "Let's go home." And Rusty jumped in. From that day on, Rusty had two homes: the little yellow house in town and the memory of the farm where he'd learned to be brave. He had lost everything, but found something even greater: a new life, a new family, and a boy who loved him more than anything in the world. If you like this video, please leave a like and a subscribe. It will really help our channel grow. But if you don't like it, then just skip it, and don't forget to check out our other videos. Thank you very much and goodbye.